Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg going to throw first. Game on!
We don't have to go back too far through the archives to see when these two last met. It was this past week in Barnsley in the last 16 of the Players' Championship, and Gerwyn Price won that game by 6 legs to 4.
Yeah, it could be a help for Gerwyn Price because he also met Glenn Durrant in the week just gone and beat him. So he's been able to kind of have a little practice match with the pair of them, and he followed it up with a victory against Durrant in the semi-finals. He'll be looking to do the same in the final against Rob Cross, who's only been off the stage for 15 minutes after that grueling battle with Peter Snakebite Wright. Gerwyn Price will have been in the back room with an eye on the screen, perhaps having a little chuckle at the pair of them going all the way to the death in that one.
And it was a battle as well. Topsy-turvy affair with Peter Wright.
100.
Rob Cross found himself 3 legs up and 5-4 down, and eventually winning the deciding leg with a 64 combination on the double 16. But he wasn't overly pleased with his performance. There was a little sort of head shake, but at the end of the day, he got the job done. Set up the final with Gerwyn Price. Another notable meeting between the two was in the Premier League this year. Gerwyn Price had darts to win that match 8-4 in the second half of the season, and it ended up a draw and probably cost Gerwyn Price a spot in the semi-finals, the last 4, but it was still a good campaign for Gezi, who had terrible memories of his debut campaign on the Premier League.
First leg, Gerwyn Price. Second leg, Rob to throw first. Game
Start
on.
from Gezi as he registers the opening leg on throw.
Yeah, good memories here. As you mentioned, Mark,
96.
that title last year. He has met Rob Cross in Germany as well, of course, in the Premier League. They played in Berlin. Rob Cross ran out a 7-4 victor on that occasion, an average of just under 105. A previous meeting on the Euro Tour earlier this year in Deutschland as well. Cross edging out Price 6-5 at the German Darts Open.
Snatchy dart from Rob Cross. Members of the last one, but not enough to leave a finish. Gerwyn Price, he switch up to the 20s now. Another one of them. We'll get him down to a finish first. Can't quite manage it.
Well, Price's path to this final included victories against Kyle Anderson, Joe Mernon and Nathan Aspinall, all of those 6-4 before he really turned it on against Glenn Durrant, winning 7-3 in that semi-final. After the early exchanges had been very even, Price placed his foot on the pedal.
And in contrast, Rob Cross, until that semi-final battle with Peter Wright, when he came out on the last leg decider, and got through the draw with relative ease, defeating John Henderson 6-1, Joe Cullen 6-0, and earlier on tonight, ending Richard Northope's. The same scoreline is against John Henderson of 6 legs to 1.
Had a little bit of trouble there, finishing off this leg. Gerwyn Price looking for another.
85.
Well, Gerwyn Price failing to find the second dart at the top of the board. Rob Cross looking to plant one in at the bottom.
Guess he'll be disappointed because that was a perfect setup with the first dart. Plenty of room in the double. Rob Cross, now you can tell by the look on his face, he can't see a great deal of this double 3. Having to move along, but he hits it. Brilliant dart from Rob Cross, because we knew by the expression on his face there wasn't a lot of the double 3 to show, but he found it.
We can't quite see from our camera angle how much of the double 3 Rob could see, but we could see by the expression on the face of Cross that it wasn't much. Half the bed at the most. Could be a big dart.
There's the famous Gerwyn Price roar. And that he registers the 200th 180 of the tournament.
Takes his tally to 9. Rob Cross giving it back. Oh, this could get tasty.
What a response from Rob Cross. And a bounce out from Gerwyn Price, and he can't leave a finish, so courtesy of that visit from Rob Cross, he will be first to a finish. Almost repeated the feat again.
Rob Cross, not a man you would associate with the loud roar.
136.
But he didn't allow Price to put him off. And just reminded him that he's not going to be able to strut around the hockey and own the stage. Rob Cross is his own boss. And here's the boss on double 16.
Gerwyn Price roar fired Rob Cross into action, and he breaks through early in this final.
Fired up, voltage, ready to produce some electrifying darts.
60.
We've already been given a glimmer that we might not just be looking at the darts on the board, but the players at the edge of the hockey as well. There may be some antics in this final.
There it is again, maximum for Gerwyn Price. He's certainly fired up as always, as is Rob Cross.
Ice on fire in the International Darts Open. Gerwyn Price will not sit back quietly. We know that. Just a bit of anguish with another loose dart.
81.
And it's
Forced to switch there because the first one wasn't particularly great in the treble 20.
Yeah, but it is another loose dart which has resulted in Price not leaving a checkout. Rob Cross cashes in.
Rob Cross again punishing a slack visit for Gerwyn Price.
Robbie requires 70.
Treble 18 for double 8. Tops. Open up a 2-leg cushion in the early stage of this match.
50.
He just dropped short.
Going to require 87.
Well, he might need this, Gerwyn Price, and it's only a dart at the bull. Well, we'll just shut up and listen to him. Only a dart at the bull. The bull allowing him to bully. Are they just going to get louder and louder and louder as this game goes on?
Well, that was a roar, another roar, and then another roar from Gerwyn Price. And who knows how important.
Well, he's up for it, isn't he?
Yeah, he certainly is. He always is.
He doesn't like the fact that Rob Cross has given it him back, and he's not going to back down. Rob Cross is suggesting that he's not going to back down, and we're all going to enjoy it. Of course, we saw the famous Grand Slam final with Gerwyn Price, where tensions did boil over.
The biggest win of Gerwyn Price's career in Wolverhampton at the back end of last year.
100.
That first major win. We're expecting more from Gerwyn Price, that is for sure.
It's a remarkable rise from the pair of them, really. It's a massive advert for what can be achieved if you're willing to give it a go. Price, of course, a former professional rugby player, only got his tour card in 2014 and picked up 2 titles in 2016, 2 in 2018, and already 2 this year. Wins this, and it's the best year of his career.
Rob Cross.
138.
He was an electrician. Just
138. Going to require 18.
just 4 years ago, won his tour card courtesy of his success on the Challenge Tour.
New score.
And has an opportunity to level up.
40.
Break chance for Rob Cross.
Good shot.
Takes the chance.
Six leg or up to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, as you were saying, Mike, Rob was
59.
still fiddling around with the electrics, and then he rocked up at the UK Open as an amateur player, was involved in a brilliant match with Michael van Gerwen, made a bit of a name for himself there, or Michael van Gerwen made a bit of a name for him. A 9-darter and 2 170s hit against Rob Cross in Minehead that day, but went on the Challenge Tour and then had that quite remarkable debut season, which culminated in him being crowned the champion of the world. He's since picked up the World Match Player title as well. 5 titles on the floor, 1 on the World Series, but
58.
quite remarkably still not won one on the Euro Tour.
No, and in those finals he's played on the Euro Tour, he's run into and inspired Michael van Gerwen. This is the first time he hasn't played Michael van Gerwen in a final, so he represents his best chance to date, and he has the advantage, albeit ever slightly.
58.
Cross has just nudged himself in front, has a break advantage, and he's trying to make it count. A big visit from Price could put him under pressure.
Rob, you require 148.
Time on his side here. Just stepping back. Converts the double top. Big finish from Rob Cross. And daylight between the players. A 2-leg gap for Rob Cross.
100.
Yeah, wonderful outshot
96.
from Rob Cross, and that could be a tale of the match. A 156 missed as Price ran into double trouble, and the 148 cleaned up expertly by the world number 2, who according to the world rankings is the best player in the field in this tournament, but was priced as an outsider in the semi-finals against Peter Wright.
38.
Yes, he had to really dig in that tie with Peter Wright. He found himself in a position of comfort at the beginning, 3 legs up, but then went a bit wayward on the doubles and trailed 5-4 before a gutsy finish to clinch the match. He's showing similar guts up there now.
Yeah, I'm sure the shrewd punters would have been all over that Price early in this match. Rob Cross has been all over this Price.
Require 121.
He's got a chance to go somewhere to rectifying that and reducing the margin. Double top. Only one behind.
Big finish in reply. Gerwyn Price. But he still has a breaker throw behind.
45.
There's confirmation of those 10+ finishes in back-to-back legs. The 148 by Rob Cross, followed
58.
by the 121 by Gerwyn Price. Both players were in a position of comfort, knowing an opponent was on a finish, but still quality finishing.
$48.
Not much will affect the world ranking too. We've got 2 players who have made a home for themselves in the world's top 10. Rob Cross, the chaser, lead of the chasing pack, running after Michael van Gerwen in the number 2 spot. Gerwyn Price, 7th on the order of merit right now, will cement that spot by reaching this final. The big mover is Glenn Durrant, who goes inside the world's top 40 and is moving ever closer to being seeded at the World Championship in his first season in the PDC. Some feat.
I think inevitably he will be. We've seen Rob Cross achieve that feat in his first year. Also, Stephen Bunting did. Into the top 32 and became a seed on his debut at Ali Pali.
Yes, came over, played with the best of the best. These are the best of the best. 2 major champions. There's a big run of big TV titles coming up, and these 2 will certainly be in the mix.
Gerwyn Price has left a finish where he only needs 1 treble in the combination. He'll start on the ball. Treble 19 for the ball, but there doesn't seem to be a lot on show with the bullseye, and there's nothing there to go with it anyway.
Rob, you require 40.
It was a half chance, but with the relentless nature of the prowess of Rob Cross, half chances are sometimes all you're going to get on his throw.
Game showing out there. Rob Cross, Rob
Cross edges closer to that maiden European Tour title.
They haven't met in any big TV knockout tournaments, of course. We mentioned the meetings in the Premier League.
83.
And that Cross ended Price's hopes effectively of booking a place at the O2, so I suppose you have to say that that's the biggest match between the pair of them, but this will be up there.
34.
They start on 19s, Rob Cross here. See this shot, 4 19s, and then the target the bullseye, but not on this occasion.
The Price on throw has room to manoeuvre. Wonderful setup shots. 150 to leave 32. Rob Cross was looking for a 180 to leave the same number, but we'll feel that this leg has gone.
Gezi convert to go within 1 again. No pressure. And he takes it, and back within 1 of Rob Cross. It's Rob who has the dart. And it's those missed doubles in leg 5 that's proving the difference at the minute from Gerwyn Price. There's Rob Cross duly punished.
When Price reached the final here last year, he ran into Simon Whitlock and he hammered the Wizard really. 8-3 average,
85.
more than 10 points higher than Simon Whitlock. He's certainly got a different kind of battle on his hands here. Cross has got the crucial advantage of the break, but if Price can break back just once, he's effectively wrestled back control.
100.
It's never safe for just a 1-breaker throw.
And it was kind of handed to him by Price, who missed 4 darts at double. Cross
42.
made the advantage count even more with the 148 checkout in the 6th leg. Price bit back with the 121. Splendid stuff.
140.
That opens up an opportunity to break the Rob Cross throw. He's going to find it difficult to leave a finish. He needs 2 treble 20, he can't. So Gerwyn Price,
98.
6 darts at 176.
Well, we just referenced it. All it takes is a break.
78.
Price would have liked to have left that more handy. 98 is one of those awkward finishes, isn't it? When you come back to the board knowing that you are at a pivotal point of the match, you must be thinking, why not 96? Why 98?
Yeah, and it gives you a decision to make, which he's got now. I think he's going to split. Double 12. To level up the match. And he misses. It's a big ass. Top of the shop in snooker, the 147. Can Rob Cross convert? He's had a 148. He's not going to have a 147, so Gerwyn Price. 3 more to double 12.
Going to require 24.
Been kind to him over the course of the weekend. And he finds it again to tie up this final at 5 apiece. It becomes a race to 3 legs for the right to be crowned the champion. Will it be a defence from Price or a new king on the European Touring Cross?
93.
Breaking Rob Cross throwing 17 darts. It's probably disappointed he hasn't made him work a little bit harder to get that break back.
58.
Is Rob Cross just starting to run out of steam a little
58.
bit? Had such an easy passage. Convincing victories, as you mentioned, dropping just 2 legs in his first 3 matches against Henderson, Cullen
46.
and North. But then the battle with Peter Wright in the second semi-final, so not much time to recover, if that's the right word.
96.
It is a question that is often asked, but is there a preference of which semi-final to be in on these tournaments where you play the semis and the final in the same night?
First of all, you're asking the wrong guy. I don't generally get to the semi-finals, but if I did, my preference would be to play in the first semi-final.
Yeah, you've been in a few semi-finals, Matt, but you kind of save it for the tournaments where you don't have to bother doing it on the same night. You're back the next night.
Yeah, Rob Cross didn't show a little signs of fatigue in that game against Peter Wright, but he did enough. And we've seen in the UK Open this year, he ran out of steam in the final against Nathan Aspinall.
Which position were you in the Players' Championship when you reached the final? Sorry,
I was first actually, yes. Cheers bringing that up.
Pleasure.
Defeated Wes Newton, and then was defeated by Kevin Painter.
Well, Rob Cross making this look as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Stares the bullseye down. Biggest shot. 9 down, I should say, sorry. It's a double he's comfortable on because he uses double 18 a lot.
It would have been a bit of a steal with Price waiting on a simple 2 dart out, but he hasn't gone out in 3. And when Gerwyn Price left this number earlier on, he failed to hit with 3 darts. Can Rob Cross show him how it's done?
Got to split. Double 4. Massive moment in this final. Just the wrong side of the wire, so Gerwyn Price breathes again in this leg. And whoever converts, how important could this be? The climax of this final. And it's Gerwyn Price. 21 dart leg holder throw, but how important could that be? Missed opportunities from both. And a little shake of the head from Gerwyn Price. He knows he got away with one there.
96.
Well, you'll see much better legs than that. You'll see bigger checkouts. Not sure you will hear louder screams.
95.
Price knows now. Attack the Rob Cross throw. It'll put him in a position to throw for the title. Rob's not going away easy.
Second to an 80 of the tie for Rob Cross, which puts him in charge of leg 12.
few missed doubles, but neither player's buckling.
84.
Couldn't come down to how important would that winning the ball be for Gerwyn Price.
44. Rob, you require 141.
He was looking for the treble 16, so he could go to his go-to double. Instead, he'll head next door.
59. Sorry, 99.
This stage in the game is just what Rob Cross needed. If he can convert the double, this would represent a real comfortable hold and throw, and he does. 13 dart leg.
13th leg. Going the through first.
We have seen 4 of this year's Euro Tour finals go all the way to a 15th and deciding leg, and this one is heading in a similar direction. Michael van Gerwen beating Ian White, who then went on to win sudden death shootouts against Peter Wright and MVG himself, and then the world number 1 on the wrong end against Mensa Suljovic in Austria a fortnight ago.
77.
Raw from Gerwyn Price. And they're going to keep coming with the big shots because he knows that we're at the business end of this final. Gerwyn Price's 3rd European Tour final. Losing out in Graz. Here's a Johnny Clayton in an all-Welsh affair. Coming out on top against Simon Whitlock. In this very arena a year ago.
41. Going to require 170. 82.
Just like in the previous leg, it's a relatively comfortable hold of throw for Rob Cross. It's looking like way for Gerwyn Price.
100.
Yeah, plenty of time here. He'll look down at treble 16, I'm sure. Can stay there. To go up to double 12. Wonderfully done by Gerwyn Price. He had a plan and he executed the plan.
If Rob Cross is going to win this title, he's going to need a deciding leg for the 2nd match in a row. Successful against Peter Wright. But he did have the darts on that occasion.
Rob Cross has led this match by a couple of legs, a couple of times. Price has never been in that position. If he finds himself in that position, it means he's won this leg and won the title.
Similar averages, not much between the players. And it could come down to Gerwyn Price winning the bullseye in the back room just over
96.
20 minutes ago.
Surrendered that advantage twice and managed to get it back. Gerwyn Price. There you see the highlights. They came in consecutive legs. Cross with a 148 to lead 4-2.
100.
The 1-2-1 to close the gap, but now it's Cross who has to close the gap. The first part of the job is to hold firm on throw and then launch an all-out assault on the Price throw in the decider.
59.
May still be a chance of it. Gets he in this leg, and that's a perfect first start. Another one. Just can't quite, and you can see the anguish. He knows what an opportunity that was. It was a perfect first start. He will get a chance at the 147.
Well, he's won a match on the European Tour with a 9-darter. Could win one here with a 147 break. Not to be, but Rob Cross, well, I was about to say is under pressure, but that little fallout.
Yeah, that was a strange one, that. It wasn't by any wires or anything, it just ejected from the board.
Yeah, it seemed to land not how Price would have liked. But he would have liked that. And now a huge opportunity to seal the deal here and now.
Yes, but how costly could that bouncer out the 18 be? He would have been guaranteed, oh, he's going to get a dart at the double. He sets himself, it's tops for the match, and he hits it! Gerwyn Price successfully defends the International Darts Open with victory over Rob Cross. A topsy-turvy affair would see Rob Cross lead 4-2 and 5-3, but he couldn't hold on to those breaks of throw, and Gerwyn Price runs out winner by 8 legs to 6.